It's been a hard week, couple weeks actually, and I am taking my own advice. I am preaching or doing what I preach, and I'm meeting my needs. So I normally would have clients today in sessions, and I woke up feeling like I just didn't have the capacity for it. With the grief that I'm experiencing and a lot of trauma that's surfaced to heal recently, I'm aware that I'm not at full capacity. My nervous system is feeling it. My body is talking. And a part of me was ashamed of that. Vanessa, we've been through this before. We've done this. We don't need to go back to any type of symptom. We don't need these distractions. We don't need to stay in dysregulation. But the truth is, I've never been through this before. This is all new territory for me. This grief, life without my dad, he was my safety, he was my anchor, and just all this other stuff that's kind of going on in my life. I've never been through this before. And so I'm choosing to be compassionate with myself. My nervous system is responding to a new experience, a new threat, or perceiving a new threat, a new way of life. And some days are hard, and as new layers surface and trauma shows up at the least convenient times, we have to remember that it's surfacing to heal, and that although we may experience symptoms, we may experience the body talking, it doesn't mean we've gone backwards, it doesn't mean we've failed, it doesn't mean we're any less or that we haven't healed. It's life. It means we're human, and our nervous system is responding to new experiences, new layers, new traumas, again, things that are surfacing and things that we are exposed to in life as human beings. And so, why am I sharing this message? I think that it's unfortunate that many people out there sell this idealistic view of healing, where you heal from, chronic illness and that constant struggle, and then everything is fine and dandy after. Everything is perfect, everything is okay, and nothing bad ever happens, and you'll never feel stressed again, and your nervous system will never feel amped up again, and you'll never experience a symptom or a pain or a sensation or overwhelm or anxiety or any of that. And that is just such a lie. What is true? Life happens on the other side of chronic illness. I spent a decade of my life in constant struggle with symptoms and sensations and all of that. And as I worked through it and I healed, I did get a second chance at life, a different life, and life happened again. I lost my dad. I had other things come up in my life that were extremely stressful and overwhelming. And that's kind of the season I'm in right now. Is my nervous system is trying to adjust to a new reality, new stressors, things I haven't felt before, dealt with before. And what's different now is that I'm resourced enough. I know how to support myself different. I'm not going back into old coping mechanisms and old behaviors where I would push through, where I would try and meet everyone else's needs, where I would please. People pleasing was a huge one for me, where I would, catastrophize and, think this is the end. This is it. This is where I'm going to be the rest of my life. And I'm not doing any of that. What am I doing? Sorry for the airplane. I am tending to my needs. I am supporting myself in ways that I am intuitively needing, and I'm choosing to show up for me. Not with this rigid way of brain retraining practice where I have to get in a certain amount of rounds in a day or anything like that, but in a way that feels intuitive and loving to me. This lifestyle of support and regulation and all of the goodness that can come from this journey of chronic illness. I mean, if I hadn't gone through that period of chronic illness and learned what I have learned now, I wouldn't be able to support myself through what I'm experiencing. And so that's the difference now. So I don't want you to think that, there is a beginning and an end, that there's a linear line to healing in life, and that nothing challenging ever happens on the other side of this. It does happen. And I know many of you can relate to this, but nobody talks about it. We all experience stuff. No one is 100%. We are always healing. We're always changing. We're always transforming, because so is everything around us. Nothing is ever the same. And so our nervous systems are adapting. And this journey with chronic illness and healing from symptoms and sensations, that gives you the resources, the foundation to build that resilience. So it doesn't mean you're never going to feel dysregulated again. You're never going to feel, activated again. What it means is that you'll have more capacity to come back, and that you'll know how to support yourself through it, and that you know it's not going to be your forever, and that you know it's just a part of life. So that's what this journey's about, guys. It's not just about healing from symptoms. It's not just about healing from those chronic illnesses and all those labels and all of those challenging things, but it's about building that resilience. It's about building this inner knowing that whatever happens, you're going to be okay, and that it's okay to have times where maybe you don't feel your best, and it's okay to say no and to step back, and it's okay to pause and go inward. These seasons are going to come, they're going to go. It's a part of life. And I feel like that rhythm of life, this expansion and contraction, is weaved into every single part of our lives, including our healing journeys. And so there's going to be days where you feel expansive and you feel like you can take on more and you have capacity and you are expanded. And there's going to be days where you're going to feel contractions. You're going to feel like you want to go inward, like you want to pause, like you want to take a break from whatever it is. And there's a purpose to both. Healing happens in the expansion and contraction of life. And healing happens until we take our last breath. It doesn't mean that we're going to be sick for the rest of our lives, but as human beings, I believe that we're healing. We're in a constant state of healing. And what does that mean to me? It means things surface as we get stronger, as we grow, as we have new experiences. And so we heal those too. And so every challenge is an opportunity. And I hope that this message resonated with you. And I wanted to share this because no one's talking about it. And hope that maybe you feel a little less alone and that it helps you in some way.